right. Life's Little Instruction Book, Volume 3. Don't buy a coffee table you can't put your feet on. Say something positive as early as possible every day. Believe in miracles, but don't depend on them. Regardless of the situation, remember that nothing is ever lost by your courtesy. Fill out expense reports the day you return from your trip. Own at least one article of clothing with Mickey Mouse on it. Do not open your refrigerator when you're bored. Be thankful you were born in this great country. When staying at a hotel or motel, don't accept a room next to the ice or vending machines. Enjoy the satisfaction that comes from doing the little things well. If you are involved in an automobile accident, don't admit fault. There may be extenuating circumstances, and don't discuss the accident with anyone except the police and your insurance agent. Don't go near a kid who's holding a water hose unless you want to get wet. Don't refuse a holiday dessert. Encourage your children to join a choir. Don't allow anyone to intimidate you. Watch your finances like a hawk. Don't forget that we are ultimately judged by what we give, not by what we get. Don't complain about the music in someone else's car when you're the passenger. Always compliment flower gardens and new babies. Read Tom Peters' The Pursuit of Wow, Vantage 1994. Remember that it's better to be cheated in price than in quality. When reading self-help books, include the Bible. Each year, take a first day of school photograph of your children. When you hear hear a kind word spoken about a friend, tell him so. Pack a couple of Ziploc bags and a pad of Post-it notes when you travel. Learn the rules of any sport your children play. Don't hesitate to do what you know is right. Don't work for recognition, but do work worthy of recognition. Share your knowledge and experiences. Be charitable in your speech, actions, and judgment. Work for a company where the expectations of you are high. Remember that a kind word goes a long way. Don't allow your children or grandchildren to call you by your first name until you're like 25, 30. At some point, you should have a peer relationship with your parents. Don't compare your children with their siblings or classmates. Be enthusiastic in your expressions of gratitude and appreciation. Join the Rotary or another civic club. When no great harm will result, let your children do it their way, even if you know they are wrong. They will learn more from their mistakes than from their successes. This is true. Ask permission before taking someone's photograph. Tell your spouse how terrific they look. Don't give an anniversary gift that has to be plugged in. Take some silly photos of yourself and a friend in an instant photo booth. Remember that regardless of where you are, not much good happens after midnight. Remember that the word discipline means to teach. Forgive quickly. Kiss slowly. Volunteer to be a Little League umpire. Remember that all success comes at a price. When you give someone a camera as a gift, make sure it's loaded with film and has a battery. You probably won't ever see a camera with film. Tour your state capital. Own your own tuxedo? Maybe not. Don't say anything uncomplimentary about your spouse in the presence of your children. Earn your success based on service to others, not at the expense of others. To fight the blues, try exercising. Kiss your children goodnight, even if they are already asleep. Remember the 3 universal healers: calamine lotion, warm oatmeal, and hugs. Compliment the parent when you observe a well-behaved child. When traveling, sleep with your wallet, car keys, room key, eyeglasses, and shoes nearby. Spend twice as much time praising as you do criticizing. Don't watch a movie or video with your children that involves activities and language that you don't want them to imitate. Don't pass up on a chance to be in a parade. Start the standing ovation at the end of school plays. Remember the credo of Walt Disney: think, believe, dream, dare. When someone lets you down, don't give up on them. Learn the Heimlich maneuver. I hope you do. You better. Treat your company's money as you would your own. Remember that life's big changes rarely give advance warning. Teach your children not to underestimate someone with a disability. What you have to do, do wholeheartedly. Don't comment on someone's weight unless you know it's what they want to hear. Find a job you love and give it everything you've got. Read the Wall Street Journal regularly. Agreed. Keep good financial records. Don't complain about a flight delayed for mechanical repairs. Waiting on the ground is infinitely better than the alternative. Indeed. Make a list of travel necessities, laminate it, and keep it in your suitcase. Set limits on the amount and content of television. Set limits on the amount and content of television your children watch. See, I wasn't wrong. Don't forget that it takes only one person or one idea to change your life forever. Seek respect rather than popularity. Seek quality rather than luxury. Seek refinement rather than fashion. Don't hand out your troubles to your friends and coworkers. Occasionally let your children help you, even if it slows you down. Throw a surprise birthday party for a friend. Report unethical business practices to your city's Better Business Bureau. Call 800-525-9000 for a catalog of Nightingale Conant tapes on personal development and achievement. Oh, I'm calling that. We got to do that. Start a smile file of jokes, articles, and cartoons that make you laugh. Start a read again file for articles you might want to enjoy a second time. When you need a little advice, call your grandparents. Teach your sons as well as your daughters to cook. Remember that when your mom says you'll regret it, you probably will. Always take your vacation time. Look for the opportunity that's hidden in every adversity. Look for the opportunity that's hidden in every adversity. Don't be critical of your spouse's friends. Be prompt when picking up or dropping off your children for school or other activities. Take your teenagers with you when you buy a car or expensive household item and let them learn from the experience. Make a big batch of Rice Krispie squares. Take them to the office. Don't sit while ladies are standing. Become a serious student of American history. Play catch with a kid. Write some poetry. Shoot a few hoops. Once a month, invite someone to lunch who knows more about your business than you. Don't ignore an old barking dog. To open a bottle of champagne, twist the neck, not the cork. You can do that lighter trick that I showed you. Just don't put your hand over it. To put someone in your debt, do something nice for their child. Improve even the best sausage biscuit by spreading on a little grape jelly. Try to add a new name to your Rolodex every week. If you are not going to use a discount coupon, leave it on the shelf with the product for someone else to use. Don't criticize your country when traveling abroad. Respect your elders. When loved ones drive away, watch until you can no longer see the car. On your birthday, send your mom a thank you card. Don't tell an off-color joke in the presence of women or children. Keep a pad and pencil by every phone. Spend a couple of hours each week reading magazines that have nothing to do with your job or lifestyle. Don't let the odds keep you from pursuing what you know in your heart you were meant to do. If you dial the wrong number, don't just hang up, offer an apology. Hold yourself to the same high standards that you require of others. If you are a guest at a wedding, take lots of snapshots and send them along with the negatives to the bride and groom as quickly as you can. They have a long time to wait for the formal pictures and will be thrilled to receive the ones you took. Don't loan your chainsaw, your ball glove, or your favorite book. Indeed. Wage war against procrastination. Don't open anyone else's mail. Type out your favorite quotation and place it where you can see it every day. When playing a sport with a partner, don't criticize his or her performance. Until your children move out of your house, don't buy anything suede. Or just don't buy anything suede ever. When the best in the world visits your town for a concert, exhibition, or speech, get tickets to attend. Learn the techniques of being a good interviewer. Listen to rumors, but don't contribute any of your own. Enter something in the state fair. Offer hope. Let your word be your bond. Count your change. Remember that a lasting marriage is built on commitment, not convenience. When you need to apologize to someone, do it in person. Try to find a copy of the book Under My Elm by David Grayson, Doubleday Publishing, 1942. You might have to order it. I'll have to check it out. Take your child on a tour of a local university. Finish projects before they are due. Don't ask a childless couple when they are going to have children. Yes, don't do that ever. You don't know how often they've been trying, and you might end up getting someone that says, yeah, I've had 8 miscarriages. Let your children observe your being generous to those in need. Be happy with what you have while working for what you want. Celebrate even small victories. Don't answer a reporter's question with no comment. Instead, say, I don't have enough information to comment on that right now. Cut your toenails in private. Something that probably doesn't need to be spoken, but I guess. After going to bed, refuse to worry about problems until the morning. Attend an Eagle Scout or Girl Scouts Golden Award induction ceremony. Don't tell a car salesman how much you want to spend. Return shopping carts to designated areas. Yes, indeed. Redeem gift certificates promptly. Remember that a grateful heart is almost always a happy one. Make every effort to attend weddings and funerals. Don't forget that a couple of words of praise or encouragement can make someone's day. Every year, send your old alma mater a few bucks. Make your money before spending it. Be especially courteous to receptionists and secretaries. They are the gatekeepers. Don't overschedule your children's extracurricular activities. Whenever you hear an ambulance siren, say a prayer for the person inside. Worry about the consequences of the choices you make before you make them, not afterward. Attend parent-teacher conferences and PTA meetings. Don't take medication in the dark. Spoil your spouse, not your children. Stop and look up when anyone approaches your desk. Search out good values, but let the other guy make a fair profit on what you purchase. Get a passport and keep it current. Be cautious of renting lodging accommodations described in the ad or brochures as rustic. Remember the Grand Canyon. Insist that your children complete a driver's education course at their school. Locate the emergency exits on your floor as soon as you check into your hotel room. Don't pass up a chance to jump on a trampoline. Get to know your children's teachers. Stay humble. Stay on your toes. Hang up on anyone you don't know who's trying to sell you financial product over the telephone. Buy each of your children a special Christmas ornament every year. When they move into their own homes, box up the ornaments and give them as housewarming gifts. Remember that you can miss a lot of good things in life by having the wrong attitude. Support your local museums. Support your local symphony. Support your local community college. When a guest, don't complain about food, drink, or accommodations. Take a course in public speaking. Write a letter to the editor at least once a year. For better security when traveling, take along a small wedge of wood and jam it underneath your hotel room door. Know where to find a gas station that's open 24 hours with a working bathroom. Don't criticize a gift. Don't leave a loved one in anger. Keep a roll of duct tape at your home, the office, and in your car. Be careful in your car. Duct tape doesn't do well in 100-plus degree temperatures. Require your children to do their share of household chores. When in doubt, smile. Toss in a coin when passing a wishing well. Underestimate when guessing an adult's age or weight. Overestimate when guessing someone's salary. Choose a clothing salesperson who dresses as you wish you did. Send notes of encouragement to military personnel and college students. Occasionally leave a quarter in the change return slot of a payphone. Somebody always checks. Overpay the neighborhood kid who does yard work for you. When a friend is in need, help him without him having to ask. Keep an empty gas can in your trunk. Own a salad spinner. Own 2 crystal champagne glasses. Allow drivers from out of state a little extra room on the road. When serving hamburgers, always toast the buns. Don't whittle toward yourself. Yeah. We talked about that one. Make a generous contribution to diabetes research. Teach your children the pride, satisfaction, and dignity of doing any job well. Don't ask a woman when the baby is due unless you know for sure she is pregnant. Frame anything your children brings home on his first day of school. Host a backyard get-together for friends and neighborhoods every Labor Day. Keep $10 in your glove box for emergencies. Up that to $50. Don't be too busy to meet someone new. Volunteer to help your city's Special Olympics. Surprise someone who's more than 80 years old or a couple celebrating 50 or more years of marriage with a personal greeting from the president. Mail details to the White House, greetings room, office 39. Let's see, Washington, D.C., 4 to 6 weeks in advance. That's kind of cool. If it's not a beautiful morning, let your cheerfulness make it one. Don't say anything on a cordless or cellular phone that you don't want the world to hear. That comes from back in the days cordless phones used to be able to eavesdrop on them with a police scanner. And old cell phones too, not modern ones. Remember that cruel words are deeply hurt. Remember that loving words quickly heal. Plant a tree the day your child is born. Don't give yourself into a position where you have to pick up a trailer. Marry someone your equal or a little bit better. Keep a special notebook every night before going to bed. Make a note of something beautiful that you saw during the day. When you're the first one up, be quiet about it. This year, visit 2 or 3 of your state parks. Remember that a minute of anger denies you 60 seconds of happiness. Include a recent family photo when writing to a loved one. Ask your grandparents to tell you stories about your parents while they were growing up. Welcome the unexpected. Opportunities rarely come in a neat, predictable package. Before criticizing a new employee, remember your first days at work. To help your children turn out well, spend twice as much time with them and half as much money. Become a big brother or big sister. Give young children the opportunity to participate in family decision-making. Their insight will surprise you. Tell family members you love them before they go away for a few days. Keep a backup copy of your personal address book. Fill out customer comment cards. Mail in your Publishers Clearinghouse sweepstake notice. Who knows? Don't make eating everything on their plate an issue with children. Don't miss an opportunity to go fishing with your father. Don't miss an opportunity to go traveling with your mother. Hold the child's hand when crossing the street. Do something every day that maintains your good health. When traveling, stop occasionally at local cafes and diners. Don't deny anyone the opportunity to do something nice for you. Don't tell a woman you like her hair before she's had it cut. When playing golf and tennis, occasionally play with someone better than you are. Dust, then vacuum. Offer to pay for parking and tolls when you ride with someone. Offer to leave a tip when someone invites you to eat out. Every spring, set out a couple of tomato plants. Visit a pet store every once in a while and watch the children with the animals. Remember that a successful future begins right now. Don't minimize your child's worries and fears. Take advantage of free lectures on any subject in which you are remotely interested. Don't give up on a dream just because the length of time it will take to accomplish. The time will pass anyway. Hold puppies, kittens, and babies anytime you get the chance. Memorize the names of the books of the Bible. Memorize the names and order of the presidents. Take Trivial Pursuit cards and read it to the driver on a long road trip. It makes the time fly. After children argue and have apologized, ask each one to say something nice about the other. Watch your back. Watch your weight. Watch your language. Don't forget the debt you owe to all those who have come before you. Remember that anything creative and innovative will be copied. When traveling, pack more underwear and socks than you think you will need. Dress for the position you want, not the one that you have. Keep a couple of your favorite inspirational books by your bedside. Don't ignore a ringing fire alarm. Don't write down anything you don't want someone else to read. Whisper in your sleeping child's ear, "I love you." At least once in your life, see the Grand Teton Mountains from the back of a horse. When taking a true-false test, remember that any statement that includes the words any, all, always, or ever is usually false. Let your children know that regardless of what happens, you'll always be there for them. Use good stationery when you want your written comments to be taken seriously. Unless it creates a safety problem, pull your car over and stop when a funeral procession is passing. Keep a blanket in the trunk of your car for emergencies during the winter months. Take a ride in a glider. Take a ride in a hot air balloon. Be the first to apologize to a family member after a disagreement. Ask your boss what he expects of you. To find out who is behind an idea or activity, follow the money. If you borrow something more than twice, buy one for yourself. When you build a home, make sure it has a screened-in porch. Be innovative, be passionate, be committed. Be the first adult to jump in the pool or run into the ocean with the kids. They will love you for it. Don't play your car stereo so loud that you can't hear approaching emergency vehicles. Become knowledgeable about antiques, oriental rugs, and contemporary art. Don't get caught glancing at your watch when you're talking to someone. Every December, give the world a precious gift. Give a pint of blood. Remember that life's most treasured moments often come unannounced. Don't tell anybody they don't have a good sense of humor. Don't tell anyone they can't sing. When parents introduce you to their children, say, I have looked forward to meeting you because your parents are always bragging about you. Before buying that all-important engagement ring, find out all you can about diamonds by calling 800-340-3028. The American Gem Society will send you a booklet that will answer some of your questions. I didn't know there was an American Gem Society. Call a radio talk show with an opinion. Don't argue with your mother. Clear your calculator after using it. I mean, okay. Plant a couple fruit trees in your backyard. Wear a tie with cartoon characters on it if you work with kids. Remember that every age brings new opportunities. Eat lightly or not at all before giving a speech or making a presentation. Attend family reunions and be patient when aunts and uncles want to take your picture. Go for long hand-holding walks with your spouse. Visit the Biltmore Estate in Asheville, North Carolina during the Spring Tulip Festival. Ask an older person you respect to tell you his or her proudest moment and greatest regret. Record the birthday heights of your children on the kitchen door jamb. Don't paint it. Yeah, we used to do that. Every once in a while, let your kids play in the rain. I do have a picture of the wall we marked with you on. Become the world's most thoughtful friend. When a woman is in the hospital, give her a soft stuffed animal instead of flowers. Always order bread pudding when it's on the menu. Create and maintain a peaceful home. Don't ask anyone why they wear a medical alert bracelet. That's his or her business. Tell gardeners of public areas how much you appreciate the beauty they bring to your city. When taking family photos, include a few routine, everyday shots. Remember that anything worth doing is going to take longer than you think. Know your children's friends. No matter how angry you get with your wife or your spouse, don't sleep apart. Keep a kite in the trunk for windy spring days. Buy a flashlight for each person in your family and keep it in their bedroom. Own a world globe. Own a good set of encyclopedias. Teach a Sunday school class. Don't call anyone foolish, even if you are kidding. Find something that's important to your company and learn to do it better than anyone else. Don't eat anything covered with chocolate unless you know what's inside. Don't eat anything covered with gravy unless you know what's under it. Don't drink anything blue. Well, this was before Blue Powerade was a thing, I think. Don't marry someone in hope that they'll change later. Buy your mom flowers and your dad a new necktie with your first paycheck. Be prudent, be positive, be polite. Criticize the behavior, not the person. Don't leave fun to find fun. Keep receipts. Rebuild a broken relationship. Keep a photograph of each person you have dated. Keep a current city and state highway map in your car's glove box. Ever wonder what it takes to become an astronaut? Receive the application package by writing NASA, Johnson Space Center. Attention AHX Astronaut Selection Office, Houston, Texas, 77059. That's a weird one that he just threw in there because it's getting toward the end, and he's like, I gotta fluff. If you live in the same city as your mother-in-law, occasionally trim her hedges and wash her car. Don't buy cheap picture frames. Don't buy a cheap tennis racket. Don't buy a cheap motorcycle helmet, for sure. When traveling, always pack a white dress shirt and tie. Collect seashells from your favorite beach. Collect menus from your favorite restaurant. Notify the manager when a restaurant's restroom isn't clean. Learn to make cornbread in a cast iron skillet. Incidentally, that's the only kind of cornbread of mine that you like. You don't like it when I make it the other way. When traveling, carry the phone number and address of your destination in your wallet. On long-distance road trips, make sure that someone besides the driver stays awake. Treat yourself to a professional shoe shine the next time you're at the airport. At least once a month, get real dirty and sweaty. Ask your child to read a bedtime story to you for a change. Play Monopoly with your in-laws. It will reveal a lot about them. Yes, it will. Monopoly teaches you a lot about anybody you play with. Always try and play Monopoly with any group of friends you have. Give a trusted auto technician all your repairs, not just the tough ones. Write a letter of encouragement to the president, even if he didn't get your vote. Find a creative florist and give them all your business. Buy an inexpensive Polaroid camera. Sometimes you don't want to wait even an hour to see the pictures. You've got a cell phone now. Send Valentines to your children as well as to your spouse. When eating cinnamon rolls or prime rib, eat the center portion first. You know what? You are on that. Add postscripts to your letters. Make them sweet and kind. Remember that bad luck as well as good luck seldom lasts long. Don't let anyone challenge you to drive faster than you think is safe. Offer your place in line at the grocery checkout if the person behind you has only 2 or 3 items. Stop at the visitor's information center when entering a state for the first time. When you see someone sitting alone at the beach, make it a point to speak to them. In this day and age, no, not anymore. That's in the 90s, that was okay, not now. Wet your hands before lifting a trout from the river. Don't force machinery. When walking a dog, let the dog pick the direction. Teach your children that when they divide something, the other person gets first pick of the 2 pieces. Don't give a friend or relative's name or phone number to a telephone solicitor. When going to buy a car, leave your good watch at home. Don't be so open-minded that your brain falls out. Stand up when an elderly person enters the room. Put a love note in your spouse's luggage before they leave on a trip. This year, buy an extra box of Girl Scout cookies. You should always do that, remember. If a Girl Scout ever asks you, you have to do it. Exercise caution the first day you buy a chainsaw. You'll be tempted to cut everything down in the neighborhood. If you remember when I got mine. You can have mine, though, don't worry. Don't buy an article of clothing thinking it will fit you if you lose a couple of pounds. Root for your team to win, not for the other team to lose. Unless it's the Yankees, then we root for them to lose. Be grateful that God doesn't answer all your prayers. Accept triumph and defeat with equal grace. Always watch the high school band's halftime performances. They practice just as hard as the football players. Don't set a drink down on a book. Yeah, that's real good advice. Also, don't set bags or anything because you don't know what might leak onto it. Listen to your favorite music while you're working on your tax return. Eat at a truck stop. Sniff an open bottle of suntan lotion and a fresh lime to temporarily curb the winter blues. Yeah. Don't give a pet as a surprise gift. When a child is selling something for a dime, give them a quarter. When you move in, no kid is ever going to be selling anything for a dime. It's $1 now. But when you move into a new house, plant a rose bush and put out a new welcome mat to make it seem like a home. After someone apologizes to you, don't lecture them. Don't ignore your car's oil warning light. Make your wedding anniversary an all-day celebration. Blow a kiss when driving away from loved ones. Carry a couple of inexpensive umbrellas in your car that you can give to people caught in the rain. Be willing to swap a temporary inconvenience for a permanent improvement. Don't order barbecue in a restaurant where all the chairs match. When you complete a course, shake the instructor's hand and thank him or her. Contribute something to each Salvation Army kettle you pass during the holidays. Regarding rental property, remember that an unrented house is better than a bad tenant. Carry a small Swiss Army knife on your keychain. When you really like someone, tell them. Sometimes you only get one chance. Take more pictures of people than of places. Don't make fun of people who speak broken English. It means that they know another language. When going through the checkout line, always ask the cashier how she's doing. Learn and use the 4-digit extension of your zip code. When you need something done, ask a busy person. Send a thinking of you card to a friend who's experiencing the anniversary of the loss of a loved one. Call 3 friends on Thanksgiving and tell them how thankful you are for their friendship. Read acknowledgments, introductions, and prefaces to books. Don't underestimate the influence of the people you have allowed into your life. Enter a room or meeting like you own the place. Refinish a piece of furniture just once. When you are angry with someone, write a letter telling them, him or her, why the way. When you are angry with someone, write a letter to him or her why you feel that way, but don't mail it. Learn your great-grandparents' names and what they did. Don't use your teeth to open things. When visiting state and national parks, take advantage of all tours and lectures given by park rangers. Don't keep a free ride waiting. If you ask someone to do something for you, let them do it in their way. Occasionally walk through old cemeteries and read the gravestones. Protect your enthusiasm from the negativity of others. When visitors ask, be able to recommend 3 or 4 hometown must-sees. Call your parents as soon as you return from a long road trip. Catch up on the best sellers by listening to books on tape in your car. When someone you know is down and out, mail them a $20 bill anonymously. Share the remote control. When pouring something from one container to another, do it over the sink. And do it quickly. Remember, when you pour slowly, that's when it drips over the edge. Be confident when you pour. Savor every day. Once a year, take your boss to lunch. Wave to train engineers. Learn to paddle a canoe. Aspirin is aspirin. Buy the least expensive brand. Don't spend lots of time with couples who criticize each other. Remember, the best way to improve your kids is to improve your marriage. Don't go up a ladder with just one nail. When moving from a house or apartment for nostalgia's sake, take a photo of each room while furniture is still in place. Stand out from the crowd. Once in your life, paint a picture. Don't buy a Rolex from someone who's out of breath. Remember, it's not your job to get people to like you, it's your job to like people. When someone gives you something, don't say you shouldn't have. Don't fry bacon while naked. Don't squat with your spurs on. Pay attention to pictures of missing children. Read biographies of successful men and women. Offer to say grace at holiday meals. Don't miss a chance to shake hands with Santa. Remember that the only dumb question is the one you wanted to ask but didn't. Watch a video on CPR and emergency first aid with your family. Ask yourself if what you're doing today is getting you closer to where you want to be tomorrow. When you find a coin on the ground, pick it up and give it to the first person you see. Add The Book of Virtues by William Bennett, Simon & Schuster, 1993, to your home library. That's a good one. I actually own that, so you should have it from me. Don't expect different results from the same behavior. Spend time with lucky people. Wash whites separately. Keep a couple of wet naps in the glove box. Don't date anyone who has more than 2 cats. Always offer guests something to eat or drink when they drop by. Treat your parents to a dinner out on your birthday. Don't look through other people's medicine cabinets, closets, or refrigerators. Make your bed every morning. When someone tells you they love you, don't say, no, you don't. When you race your kids, let them win at the end. Hug a cow. Be careful, though. Make sure you have the farmer tell you the correct way to do it. Once a summer, run through a yard sprinkler. For an unforgettable adventure, float the Galley River in the West Virginia. Remember that nothing important was ever achieved without someone taking a chance. Stand up for your high principles, even if you have to stand alone. When babies are born into your family, save the newspaper from that day. Give it to them on their 18th birthday. Don't resist a generous impulse. Unplug printers when they're not in use. Every couple of months, spend 30 minutes or so in a big toy store. They don't exist anymore, but watch reruns of the Wonder Years. Carefully examine your written work when you are finished. Even on short ferry rides, always get out of your car and enjoy the crossing. When on vacation or a family holiday, don't be too concerned about the cost. There is not a time to count pennies. It's a time to make memories. Be faithful. Write a thank you note to your children's teacher when you see your child learning new things. Support family-run businesses. Read the Old Farmer's Almanac every year, absolutely. Remember that everyone has bad days. Learn to eat with chopsticks. Add Art of the Western World to your video cassette collection. Don't sharpen a boomerang. That's correct. Don't intentionally embarrass anyone. Eat moderately. Exercise vigorously. When you're angry, take a 30-minute walk. When you're really angry, chop some firewood. Be wary of stopping at restaurants displaying help wanted signs. Not so much these days. Everybody's got that. When returning a book or item of clothing you have borrowed, leave a note of appreciation. When you pass a family riding in a big U-Haul truck, give them the thumbs up sign. They need all the encouragement they can get. Question your prejudices. Have your piano tuned every 6 months. Avoid automated teller machines at night. Make sure the telephone number on your letterhead and business card is large enough to be read easily. Remember the main thing is to keep the main thing. Remember the main thing is to keep the main thing the main thing. Have your pastor over for dinner. Be sure the person you marry loves music. Take your family to a dude ranch for vacation. Yep. See any detour as an opportunity to experience new things. When adults are sick, care for them as though they were children. Watch what you eat at cocktail parties. Each hors d'oeuvre. Hors d'oeuvre. I cannot believe I said that. Watch what you eat at cocktail parties. Each hors d'oeuvre has about 100 calories. When deplaning, thank the captain for a safe and comfortable flight. Don't break off communications with your children, no matter what they do. Learn the history of your hometown. Remember that wealth is not having all the money you want, but having all the money you need. Have a little money in the bank to handle unforeseen problems. Read Growing a Business by Paul Hawken, Simon & Schuster, 87. Remember that much truth is spoken in jest. Don't forget that your attitude is just as important as the facts. Don't live with the brakes on. Visit the Art Institute of Chicago. I'll throw in the Museum of Science and Industry is also worth going. Take your dad bowling. Don't complain about the food or entertainment at church suppers or charity functions. When talking to someone who's a new parent, always ask to see a picture of the baby. Remember that true happiness comes from virtuous living. Don't obligate yourself to a home mortgage larger than 3 times your family's annual income. Take a course in basic car repair. When asked, take the time to give out-of-town visitors complete and clear directions. Pass down family recipes. Ask for advice when you need it, but remember that no one is an expert on your life. If you know where you are going to lose, do it with style. Remember that creating a successful marriage is like farming. You have to start over again every morning. Talk to your plants. Say something every day that encourages your children. Rescue your dreams. Teach by example. Commit yourself to a mighty purpose. Live simply, think quickly, work diligently. Fight fairly, give generously, laugh loudly, love deeply, plant more flowers than you pick. Remember that all important truths are simple. Include your parents in your prayers. Dear reader, if you received advice from your parents or grandparents that was especially meaningful and would like for me to share it with other readers, please write and tell me about it. I look forward to hearing from you. H. Jackson Brown, Jr., P.O. Box 150115, Nashville, Tennessee 37215. You should write him and tell him thank you. Even if he's not alive, his son probably will get the note, and he'll be appreciative of it. That ends the book. Always remember, I love you, sweetheart.